So let's talk about that. So, all right, grow up in a small town, go to high school there. I imagine, you're a fit dude. You've got a fitness background. Let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, I'm sure sports
that's
is
how it
involved.
all started. So I got into working out, I think my sophomore, junior year. And I remember the first time I went into the gym at the high school, I tried to bench press the 135, and it's literally fell on my face.
You're one of those guys, huh?
What? You could bench press 135 naturally from the get-go?
No.
Okay.
No. But I didn't try to do that the first time I walked into the gym either.
Well, all my buddies were, and they're like, oh, no big deal.
Oh, well, if they can do it.
And I bring it up, I'm like, oh my God, this is heavy. That must be how it feels for them.
Right.
And then, I had braces, so then it like cut my lip open.
Oh, that's a good learning lesson, isn't it? Wow. Okay. All right.
I don't go heavy on bench.
So that's the first experience. Yeah.
Yeah, but I got really, really into fitness and stuff because I think it really helped me gain confidence as a young guy. Because I was pretty shy and everything in my younger years. So helped me get a lot of confidence there. Then I was we didn't have a gym in our town, but the town 20 minutes away, LaSalle, Peru, Illinois, they had a YMCA. So I was going there. So I had a car, so I'd drive there every day, get my fitness on. And I also worked at GNC, so that's pretty fun.
Oh, you did the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was deep into the supplement game.
Did you get in? I mean, it sounds like you were pretty busy. Did you find any trouble back in those days? Like as a kid living in a small town? I mean, we often hear about...
no, I never even had a sip of alcohol until I got in the military.
Is that right?
It was pretty interesting. Yeah. I don't know. My grandmother, she was real influential in my life. And she was very strict, but not in like an overbearing way, but in a way where she understood that if your kid is out after dark, mostly bad things are going to happen.
There's not a lot of good stuff happening after whatever it is, 10 o'clock at night. Yeah.
And, I got into some trouble sneaking out sometimes and everything like all kids do. But
boys will be boys and kids will be kids.
Yep. Cool. But I was a pretty good kid, I'd say.
So I know there's a military career there. Was it straight to the military? How did that happen?
Yes. So I wasn't thinking military. I was thinking college, and I was thinking exercise science type stuff. Okay. Because I was really into it. And I was going to the YMCA all the time, like I said. And I was really good friends with this guy, Dave Martin. Later on, found out he was an Army recruiter, but he never told me right away. We were just really good buddies. Really awesome guy. Still friends with him today.
You're friends with your Army recruiter today?
Oh, yeah. I've had, throughout my entire military career, all amazing leadership and even the recruiter.
I mean, I talked to so many guys because I did not serve. I didn't go through that process, but I talked to so many people that there's one of two things. One, they were very researched in going into it, and there was a process that they went through to finally get to wherever they got to, and that process included like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm not even going to join this branch because they can't guarantee me what I want. I want to go over here, and they went to a different branch. Whatever. There's a lot of stories there. Then there's the other end of it is like, I had no fucking idea what I was doing. I signed my name on the paper, and what happened after that. But at no point has anybody ever given me like, oh, my recruiter was awesome.
He was awesome. So like he kind of planted the seed in my mind one day we were at the gym. And I had gotten into, this was before CrossFit was a thing, but I had gotten into, funny enough, I'd do like bench press, then some bicep curls, then some tricep pushdowns. Then the YMCA had like a 100-meter track around the weight area. Okay. So I'd run 2 laps. Then I come back, kind of like circuit training. Just kind of felt like that's what I needed to be doing. It was intense. And he just goes one day, you should be an Army Ranger. And I didn't even know what that was.
Really?
Yeah.
No idea.
Well, Black Hawk Down, everybody's seen that. Okay. So I had a slight of an idea, but not a huge idea, right? So he gave me some literature and some stuff to look up. And I was like, yeah, that seems pretty cool. And my grandfather was in the Army. He was stationed in Korea for a few years. So I had that inspiration, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. And for instance, you're saying these guys did all this research. My recruiter, he did all that for me. He got me set up with the contract. I mean, he was the man.
To go straight to the Rangers.
To go to get an opportunity for sure to go to Ranger selection. Yeah.
Yeah. So talk about that. So how does it work? Yeah. How does it work? I mean, how did that work for you?
Well, it worked out really well. So it's called an option 40 contract. Okay. So that means, I believe, it's hard to remember now, but I believe you at least had to meet a certain physical standard criteria, like for your PT test or whatever. Yeah. And I think it was like a 90% or above. I can't remember. But it was, you had to be fit, right? So if you graduated basic training and you had those PT standards. And I think there might have been some marksmanship with that too. You got to go to airborne school, which pretty much everybody passes, unless you get stuck in the push-ups, which sucks. They do this weird thing at airborne school. Have you heard about this?
I don't know.
I think they call it the 41 Club because it takes 42 push-ups to pass.
This I have not heard of.
It's just some military stuff. So basically at airborne school, you do your PT test. For every school you go to, you have to do a PT test. And all you have to do is get 42 push-ups in 2 minutes. Not too bad, right?
Doesn't sound too bad.
No.
Sounds doable.
Yes. But for some people, they'll still just say, because they have to fail, like they can't tick everybody. So they'll just say your push-ups aren't counting. So you'll keep doing them and they'll be like 12, 12, 12, 12.
What? Like, so they're just not, whether it's a legit push-up or not?
That actually happened to a guy I went to basic with.
So you're just getting messed with.
Oh, yeah. So he had an option 40 contract too. And I think, they just kept, telling them they're not counting and that's it.
Okay, I'd never heard that story before.
It's messed up.
Okay, so you got in, but so you made it through all
so
that.
airborne was good. Then RASP went really well.
What's that? What's RASP?
Ranger Assessment Selection Program. Yeah. So it's 8 weeks at Fort Benning, Georgia. And the first half is kind of a suck fest where they just see if you can grind it out through all like the physical stuff. And the second half is marksmanship and communications and medical and mobility and all these kind of things, where they're still messing with you a lot physically and mentally, but more of a mental test where you actually had to pass like tests and everything.
So how was the physical part for you?
It was really difficult. Not going to lie. I know there's plenty of guys that I know that'd be like, oh man, they'll say, even like basic, not that the basic was crazy difficult, but some of those damn ruck marches, they were no joke.
That was the thing?
What
sucked the most?
I remember on our last ruck march, I think it was 15 miles. And that fucked me up good.
So, so I've not done this. I know what rucking is, but how much are we carrying? Like, what does that look and feel like? What's the terrain?
I believe the standard was like a 45 or 50 pound pack and your weapon. And I think that's minus water. Yeah.
And are you like having to navigate the whole time and like
no? So this was a forced ruck march.
This is just full on like you're rucking from here to here, and we're gonna make it suck as hard.
Yep, it was like one of the culminating events.
Okay.
But I would say the hardest part about all this stuff for like basic RASP was running for me. I was not a good runner.
Yeah, so I hear Rangers run a lot. That's just pretty much what they do.
Oh my God.
Just a lot. Yeah.
Dude.
Do you run now?
So I think I'm a better runner now, which is funny because I'm 31. But I think it's because at some point, when was it? When it was like halfway through college, I started making the decision that I'm going to get good at running and I did like a half marathon up in the mountains in Colorado.
Okay.
And now I just think I have more mental fortitude for running. Like I hadn't ran because I've been doing a lot of strength training. I've been doing sprinting and strength training. So I haven't ran over a mile in months. But yesterday I just ran 3 miles with my dog. Nothing crazy, like a 9-minute pace. But I just think having done those way longer distances gave me more mental strength. Where back then as a kid, like the first time I ran 8 miles in RASP, that was the first time.
You'd ever run 8 miles. You'd never ever. Yeah, that's a hard learning lesson. Yeah.